Picture Panthers. So this is Tovar here. I am coming to you for our weekly announcements for the week of September 14th, 2020. So welcome. I wanted to start by welcoming some new staff members to our school. Some of you might get to meet we have two new staff members joining our student services teams. At the elementary school, you will meet Mr. Menton, and then at the high school, you should be able to meet Mr. Cherry. So welcome, you two. And then you should have met our new first grade teacher, Mrs. Bispo, and our 7th grade teacher, Mrs. DeHart. So welcome to our new Big Picture Panthers. And then I want to share our September birthdays. Actually, we have a very special one today. There's two special ones today. Mrs. Burial has a birthday today. Happy birthday, Mrs. Burial. And we also have a birthday in 4th grade, Genevieve. So happy birthday, Genevieve. We have some new students that will be joining us, and as they get enrolled, I might be able to share more birthdays with you. But we have Isaac Z in 8th grade, who had a birthday last week. So welcome, Isaac, and happy birthday. On the 18th this week, we have Gianna from 9th grade. Happy birthday. And then on the 20th, holy moly, the 20th has a lot of birthdays. So, starting with Raya in 8th grade. Happy birthday, Raya. And then Carly in 6th grade. Happy birthday. Emily T in 2nd grade. And then Jade D in 12th grade. I hope you guys have a wonderful birthday. So those are our birthdays for this week. I hope everyone has a great day. And I want to also share some great news. Mr. Rodrigo shared on our Facebook, and it had sent out about our meals. There's a little update, but he had shared to parents that you will be able to pick up meals from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Students don't have to be present, and you can pick up twice a week. There's the first pickup, which is a Monday or a Tuesday. You can go to either day and get meals for both days. And then the second pickup would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you can pick up either of those days as well. And the new part is that it could be any student age 4 to 18. So you can come pick up food for any of your children from the ages of 4 to 18. All you have to do is give us their name and their age, and they'll record that and you can get your food. But if you have any questions, please call Rodrigo at the elementary office. Some wonderful news. We had, during our O week, our orientation week, we had art projects that every class and their advisory was to do. And so the only two things that they were told to make sure you do is incorporate our new school pledge, which is ROAR, I'll explain that in a minute, and to show us a way that all your students are able to collaborate digitally on this art project. So incorporating our school pledge and then getting everybody a way to participate. So we have a lot of cool different ones that were turned in so far. But ROAR is our new pledge, and it should be hanging up in all your classrooms. Like your Google Classroom, your Bitmoji Classroom, your school website, whichever it is that your teacher has created for you. My copy does not look so fancy because it's not in color, but it's black and white. But the R stands for responsibility, which is saying that I own my actions and I take pride in all that I do. The O stands for overcome, which means I face challenges and I grow from all those opportunities. A is for accepting. I love and respect everyone while acknowledging our differences. And R is for reimagine. I work to create the future that I envision. So this is our Big Picture Panther pledge, and it ends with our hashtag Big Picture Together. So we wanted to have students think of ways that they can incorporate all those things. That's our goal, to have responsibility, to overcome, to be accepting, to reimagine our future, and to get there. So I'd like to say congratulations to Mr. Blanco's advisory. because they were the ones that turned in their poster first. And so I'm going to be sending you guys something out in the mail. So everybody gets a prize from that advisory, even Mr. Blancas. So congratulations. Not to forget, right behind him was Miss Hendricks' advisory that turned theirs in, like, boom, they were ready. So congrats, guys. I also want to shout out that the high school's on it because we almost have 100% posters turned in there. So they're coming for the elementary school. They got it. So thank you very much, high school, for turning in your posters. And any class that has turned theirs in, thank you. You all are going to get a pop print for your classroom. And what that means is every class that does something well together, I have been giving, I have a tally board. It's not behind me because I'm not in my office, but I give every class a tally mark, and the class with the most tally marks, whether it's a high school class or an elementary school class or a middle school class, is the class that will get a pizza party for your whole class. If we're still digital and stay at home, that means pizza's coming to your house. Or if we're able to do it in like a parking lot, we'll do that. Or if we're able to be together, we'll do it that way. But either way, whichever class has the most pop prints by the end of our quarter is the one that's going to get the pizza party. So right now, anybody who has their poster turned in, there's your first one. And I know Mr. Schenkels earned one before like that first week of school started. And so anything that's going to happen, I will let your teachers or your advisory know that you've just earned yourself a pop print for that. So all that said, thank you very much for participating. I am going to post all the posters that I have on our Facebook so parents in our community can see the great work that you guys were doing. And just so you guys can show off your artistic capabilities. All right. Also, I want to move on to spirit wear. Now, I'm wearing my Big Picture Learning shirt that I got from this summer. You can have any spirit shirt, any school shirt you want to wear on Fridays. So here's the challenge. Thank you, Mrs. Marshall's class, for getting us started, because they're like, the last 2 weeks we've been wearing our spirit wear. Are you going to start checking spirit wear? I will check it, and I'll be giving pop prints if anybody in your class has a school shirt on or is wearing school colors. We did this a lot at the elementary school, but I'm encouraging the high school now. It's a challenge. Mrs. Marshall's like, who else is going to wear as much spirit wear as we do on Fridays? So anybody, even teachers, we're counting green, yellow, or any Big Picture Learning shirt whatsoever. So it could be an old past shirt, it could be a new shirt. You can go in the offices and buy a new one this week. So Fridays, I'm going to collect the information from your teachers Friday mornings and see who is wearing school shirts or school colors. All right, it's time for shout outs. So I have a lot of shout outs. I'm sorry these announcements are so long, but there are so many wonderful things to share. So I want to share our shout outs that people have been giving me all week. So every Monday, I'm going to bring you shout outs that people have shared with me throughout the week. The first one goes to our family support team. And before I shout out, let me just mention, our family support team kind of rolled out, started working this week. They're helping our families with anything they need. And so you can call the school or reach the family support team. Family support team. They could help you with COVID information, whatever the most recent is. They could help you with tutoring. They could help you with class support, with any sort of family assistance you need, attendance questions or issues, and even technology issues. And they will connect you to the person that will help you with each of those needs. So, first shout out, me and Mrs. Connor thought a perfect shout out would be our family support team. So Mrs. Connor and I would say thank you for all the phone calls you made this last week. It's really been great to be able to help families and see what work you're doing. And so those are being headed up by Ms. Myers and Miss Natalie. So thank you. And they've got a whole team behind them working hard. So I really appreciate you guys. So thank you, Miss Connor, for helping shout them out. Our second shout out comes from Rodrigo. He wants to shout out our beautiful cafeteria staff at both sites because they've been feeding our babies. So thank you for all the people that are working to help get food to our families and our children at our schools. Mr. Shankles wants to shout out Mrs. Howard because she is staying so positive and she's working so hard even though things are hard right now. So thank you, Mrs. Howard, for all that you do for us, and thank you, Mr. Shankles, for shouting her out. Mrs. Healy wants to shout out Mr. David. You see him around when we're on campus. You see him around working on everything. So she wants to point out that he's been helping with our garden. Now both schools have a garden. The elementary garden has been really underway since we've left, last year, but it's grown huge and it's been hot. So she said she wants to shout out Mr. David, who's been watering all summer because, Mrs. Healy can be there once or twice a week to water, but this heat means it needs to be watered a lot. So it needed a lot of water, and she appreciates his willingness to do this. And she said he always has a great attitude, and we wouldn't have such a great garden if he wasn't there, if it wasn't for him doing that. So thank you for Mr. David. And our garden, it does look awesome at the elementary side. I've seen the pictures and I've gone there. We've got eggplant, carrots, we've got a lot of peppers. So you can always see if there's anything there to pick because it's been growing great. And Mr. David is quite popular because even Mrs. Nash wants to shout him out. Mrs. Nash said that she wants to shout out David for putting all of their safety shields in place in the offices because it's helping out the ladies who work in the office feel very safe. So thank you. And then Mr. Menton, who I mentioned earlier, he wants to shout out the Student Services team because he said they've been very helpful in welcoming him onto the team. So welcome and thank you. And Mrs. Funk wants to shout out to Mrs. Christy Clark. She helped her out when she was in a meeting. She said she helped me out by answering questions for other parents and on a text message. So she said, "Way to go, Mom." So thank you, Mrs. Clark, for your help. And then Mrs. Duke, our last shout out. Mrs. Duke wants to shout out Cynthia and Romeo from her class for making sure that all of their homework is done. And she said it's always done, and even on days when they're having tech trouble. So she said thank you so much. So great job, Cynthia and Romeo. I want to end with our Zoom expectations. Our 3 school-wide, high school, elementary expectations. First one, be engaged and be prepared. So make sure you are participating in any way you can. That would be showing your face or speaking through the microphone or typing in the chat if you can't use your microphone. So be engaged and be prepared. Second one, be dressed appropriately. If you are on camera, make sure that you are dressed appropriately. And the third one, clear out any distractions. So if there are things in front of you or behind you that are distracting you from being able to participate in class, make sure that you remove those or just find a new spot that you can sit to participate in your class and hear your teacher best. So with that said, I know you have other expectations that you've added for your classes, Zoom expectations, but those are the school-wide ones, and I'm just reminding you to use those, please. And I would encourage you, really, if you haven't shown your face yet, to maybe show your face or do something that you haven't been able to do before. Maybe type in the chat if you're not comfortable with that, or at least use your mic so we can hear your voice. So I know there's all sorts of different circumstances and situations, but whatever you can do and whatever you feel comfortable with, we would love it to hear your voice or to see your face or have you participating. So thank you guys for all that you've been doing and for coming to your classes and doing your work. It's tiring, I know, but you guys are doing excellent, and we miss you and can't wait to see you in person. And if there is anybody, teachers, who is stepping up and really showing that they're trying or doing more than they have before, let me know, because I would love to mail out prizes to people. So that's that. #BigPictureTogether.